Hey guys, Sean Bucci here. Sorry about that. I have no idea what's going on with that software. I actually tried it earlier with a different webinar and thought we were good. So we're live now. I'm going to double check right now, really quickly, on the Webinar Jam website and let everybody know again to come here. So let's do this. Hopefully this will help. And we're going to turn off the chat mode on that because people. Okay. YouTube.com. Find my channel, which is SurplusFundsRiches.org. That's it. That's the channel. I'll post this. Sorry, guys. And let's see where we go. All right, I'm going to jump back over here. Live streaming on YouTube. There we go. Looks like a lot of you guys made it. That's great. Okay, so there's a lot to cover tonight. Unfortunately, there's not going to be really a live question and answer here. Okay, and welcome everybody. Mark, Evil Monkey. That's an awesome moniker. Jarvis, your aqua instructor, everybody. Come on in, guys. The water's just fine. All right, so here's the deal. What I wanted to talk about tonight is a couple of different things. First off, an overview of the special we've got. And the good news is there's an easy way. Good, you guys can hear and see me. That's fantastic. So the good news is there's an easy way to get the special tonight. We haven't run a special where we sell things like a bundle or anything like that, cheaper, in over a year. And this special we ran about 2 years ago was the last time it's called. I'm going to tell you about it real quick. And you can go to our website, SurplusFundsRiches.com. Same as our name, SurplusFundsRiches.com. And you'll see a link where you can go to webinar specials. And what we've got is, and we did this when we sell 5 of these tonight. So Jeff is going to have to keep an eye on that for us. But it's a flipper bundle. It'll have NC Flip Master. The only way you can use the deed flip system in North Carolina is with that book. It'll have Game Changer, the full one, not just North Carolina, but also Ohio and Florida. Flip Pro, which is mostly for doing it on your own. However, this one is the version where we fund your first deal. It's kind of a big deal. Hey, nice Amanchu, nice to see you there. Zombie Business Reviver's in it, Florida Deed Flip, and the Zero Competition Auction, all those. So 7 programs, guys, all the 7 that I mentioned. Flipper with the first deal funded by us, by the way. All of those 7 programs for $647. Also, add-ons tonight are $150 instead of $175. So those are the deals. And I'm just so glad you guys stuck with me and made it to this. So if you go to SurplusFundsRiches, our channel name, but .com, and click on products, you'll find that deal's there. We're going to sell 5. Awesome, Denny. Nice to see you. I'm glad you guys made it. I'm so sorry for putting you through that again. I'm going to be raising heck with Webinar Jam. Who knows? Maybe we'll go to Zoom in the future. I have no idea. January the 1st, you guys know about this, and this is just stuff I got to throw at you. January 1st, 30% of the net deed flip programs coming out. And for those of you guys, I'm going to be doing a really in-depth, not a live deal, but a really in-depth video showing you just how easy it's going to be worked at. And it's just going to be phenomenal. The reason is it's deed flip prior to the sale, and I'm actually going to list states for you in that program where the people are allowed to stay in that house after the deed flip. So you're going to be finding a ton of people where they're there. It's a 30% deed flip. It's a new one, January 1st. We're going to blow it out that first day. It'll be $397 the first day, and then like every other program we got, it will jump up. Awesome, David. I think it still doesn't matter, guys. There's 7 programs here, right? It's like $2,800, $3,000 for the programs. Honestly, at $647, even if you had everything but 2, you're still doing all right on these deals, especially since we don't sell Florida deed flip by itself any other way, right? So this is what is keeping us from simply using a YouTube platform. We're going to try that in the future. How do new products affect Ultimate Bundle people, Rockville DJs? Hey, it's a new thing. We're probably going to be going up on our Ultimate Bundle. Good question. We're probably going to be going up on our Ultimate Bundle. So you didn't lose out by getting the Ultimate Bundle. You're ahead of the game with that. What is a zombie business reviver, Matthew? That's a way, and it applies to both deed flipping, game changer, which would be flipping property pre-mortgage foreclosure, deed flipping, how to flip property pre-tax foreclosure. It works with all these programs. You've got to have one of these programs, by the way, or one of the overage programs. And what it does is teaches you how to buy a business if the business is entitled to an overage, or the business owns the property and it's no longer in business. How to buy it, reactivate it, and go that route. And there's a lot of that out there, by the way. And flippers typically don't do that. Okay, so what's the difference between flat broke flipper and flip pro? Flat broke is something that's applied outside of your general area, and it's really in depth. But in the bundle we're doing tonight, flat broke flipper will actually provide you the funding first time around. As far as flip pro, that's a more local based and more in depth as far as if you want to fix and flip. So they're a little bit different. Sorry, I missed the Ultimate Bundle statement. Just signed back in. I have the Ultimate Bundle. That's awesome, Tom. The deal is $397 when we launch it January 1st. It's not going to be included for somebody else that got an Ultimate Bundle. You didn't lose out. Where can we find Lank forms? I don't know what a Lank form is, Wes. Hey, fantastic. You sent your first overage deal on Monday. That's great. I've got a pile, and I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow because the update got insane feedback when I was telling you guys how we were doing on that. Look, I finally gave up blank form. Where can we find blank forms, Wes? Did you buy the program? That's where they are. They're in the program, or they're on the resources page, link from the program. Okay, anyway, I'm finally abdicating a little more responsibility to my case managers. The reason being, they're extremely intelligent girls. So they're actually, before on the surplus, I was letting them actually make an offer and then I would take it from there. Now, why can't we communicate with our fellow Chris? Everybody should be able to see everything on you. Anyway, now I've given them the ability to make the offer, put the documents out, send them out in the mobile notary, and get it done. So the speed is about a day faster. It's pretty crazy. I've had to do this. I had to push out more responsibility to my crew because we were doing so well. I mean, we're way ahead of the curve. I cannot keep up. Hey, Chris, I have no idea. Okay. I cannot keep up with what's going on. That's how fast these girls are moving. That's what's blowing my mind. I've never been in this position before. Teresa, there shouldn't be a difficult. Teresa, did you buy the program? You're asking difficult time finding if the overage is available. That's a support question. You can get to Jeff on that. Support is outlined. Chris, I got your deal. Talk with fellow. I get it. I don't know. Difficult time finding if the overage is available. That's a support question. Should be really, really easy, Teresa, as long as you bought the program. So go through support on that. I'm sorry, I'm not blowing you off, but that's something that Jeff is so good at the front line that I'm going to muck it up. If I tell you something, I'm going to be wrong. Okay. All right. So January 1st, we're going to have the deed flip coming out. That's just so everybody knows too. A lot of you guys haven't been around for a long time with us. So what we do is December 1st through December 31st, we typically take all of our programs off the market. Gives our girls a break. We still work any deals turned in by somebody who already purchased the program, but we don't allow anybody to buy in December 1st to December 31st. Then we change pricing. Usually we go up on program cost. And January 1st, if we do have a new program, we launch it then. Okay. That gives us a month also to gear up for the new program. So if you already purchased a program, if I go to the website now, is it an add-on or I have to pay for another program full price to get the add-ons at $150? The $150, David, is an add-on if you buy one of the other programs there, right? That's an add-on price. It's kind of like a buy one, get one. Okay. So if you're not up for that, or if you're not ready for that, that's fine. If you go to the resources page attached to your ebook, okay. If you go to that, attached to your ebook, go to the resources page. There's usually a previous buyer loyalty discount button there. Now it's not going to be as cheap as an add-on, but you can come back later and get one of them for $347 or whatever it is. Yeah, Dave, work what you have best. I mean, just work what you've got, and you shouldn't have an issue. I also wanted to cover, though, and this is a big deal, so I got to kind of, yeah, Jeff says the only way to verify the funds is by calling the court, having an updating surplus list dated within 60 days, or by checking the online case history. Please review the ebook. It's all in there, guys. Okay, so maximizing profit. Jeff, nice to see you. I'm glad you were able to keep up with this too, man. I'm sorry about the flip over. Don't know what's going on with Webinar Jam. All right, so maximizing, there's a couple things I want to talk about because a lot of you guys are doing these programs on your own, and some of the testimonies that we're getting in right now are pretty unbelievable. So as far as doing it on your own, and this will give you an idea of what we do as well. First of all, if it's surplus, we recommend offering the owner 50% and let him know, hey, I'm going to give you 10% of that. This is the way we do it. Okay. If you're a researcher for us, we do this for you. Give them 10% of whatever's being held up front, meaning within a week or two after they sign up. The rest of the other 40%, when you successfully get the money out, let them know you're going to pay an attorney. Me, I pay attorneys 10%. It can run me 10 to 13 if I have to use my central attorney to farm it out to somebody. So 10 to 13%, and I'm going to pay you guys as well. I tell them exactly what the breakdown is. So they know, look, I'm going to make 25, 35%, depending on what we come up with here. And they're going to make 50. And I don't get any complaints about that. And I tell them where the money is, guys. Don't play games and do that. Jarvis says, interest in Premier Partnership. Can I talk with someone to see what other programs are a good match now? Hey, Jarvis, here, I'm going to tell you what to do. If you can afford it, get the best of the best bundle for $847, SurplusFundsRiches.com, or channelname.com. Go to the best of the best bundle and add on the Premier 16 if you want. Let me answer some questions real quick. I sent my first overage lead on Monday, but there was no response via email, but saw it on the list. Am I assume it's good and send the second one first time? Yeah, absolutely. If it's that's how we tell you guys we got it, as it shows up on the list. No news is good news, guys. We don't get up and you go, hey, received it, everything's cool. We just put it on the list and you know. Chris, David, why spend more if you're not? Okay, message redacted. Okay. So the other thing, I'm talking about surplus funds, give them 50%. Tell them the exact breakdown of what you're going to spend money on, okay? With me, I'm also giving you guys, depending on what program, 8 to 16%. I'll let them know that too, that my research is going to let me down. Wesley is asking, what's the course that teaches us how to buy a dissolved entity and reactivate it and claim the overage? First of all, Wesley, you got to have either the National Surplus or the Premier 16 or Overage program, because that's an add-on to that. So if you have that, that's great. It's called the Zombie Business Reviver, and that's in there, or it's on a past buyer loyalty discount button. I don't know what a deed flip is. Is there a video that I can watch on your channel? Kathleen, SurplusFundsRiches.com. On the right side, put your name and email address in, okay? And you'll get the insider's guide to tell you exactly what that is. All right, so let's get back to this. Hey, Chris, power of attorney forms are on. Chris, did you buy? Chris Vasquez? Kathleen, I don't know what a deed flip is. Angela Nurse, I'm in Georgia. If I tell them where the money is, what's to stop them from applying for the overage themselves and cutting me out? Okay, so if you're doing it on your own, not through us, guys, we're using a 10% upfront buyout, okay? And we're also hiring attorneys. They're not going to hire attorneys. Once they realize that, they're going to work with you. David, Chris V, I don't know what you're talking about, not getting one. National. Okay. From what you just said, I assume you're often claiming 50% of the recovery funds. Absolutely. Okay, Chris, that's either in the book or on the resources page attached to the ebook. That's in there, brother. All right, so get back to surplus funds. Do the research, do a good job at that. Do not take shortcuts. Research the debt and ownership at the time of sale. I know there are guys out there telling you don't have to check that. The money's due to the ex-owner. Even if there was other debt, it was kicked out at sale. That is bullcrap. You got to research to make sure there isn't debt, because that will have a priority claim. What's the link to make the purchase? Lisa, if you go to SurplusFundsRiches.com, click on webinar specials and you see what's up there, or you can click on products. You can go to the general products page. Yes, Echelon, the original national surplus is 8%. The Premier 16 is 16, but that requires you to also get in touch with people, and have a warm conversation to make sure they want to speak with us. So, of course, higher percentage, more work. All right, so back to surplus. You need to have an online presence if you're going to be doing this on your own. I recommend either Better Business Bureau, some kind of a credibility site, or we offer rightfulownerproject.org. Go there, rightfulownerproject.org. Go there, okay? And when you do go there, you've got to sign in. It's $199 for life. It's basically a credibility site online. Yeah, guys, the webinar specials, we're only going to sell 5 of them. That's the Flipper bundle. There are 7 books with that. I went over that earlier. I can go over it again. You'll find it on there, though. Go to SurplusFundsRiches.com, SurplusFundsRiches.com. Click on webinar specials, and you'll see that where the add-ons are cheaper. And we're only going to sell 5 of those. That's $2,800, $3,000 worth of programs, flipping programs, many of which we will partner with you on, okay? And that's $647. I'd jump on that if you can afford it. Move very quickly, guys. This is surplus. Be honest. Walk away if they give you, if I've gone over that in multiple videos online, okay, where you got to walk away and let them set sometimes. If they're hard nose type people, you know from the beginning, you might want to start under the 50% so you can end up there. Remember, we always tell you to use an attorney. We always tell you to give them 10% of the gross amount being held up front. That way you're not a finder, you're participating in the retrieval. You're not going to fall into these finder caps that these guys tell you about. I bought the best and the best bundle. Can I add the Premier 16 later? Yeah, you're going to pay full price, Janet. The add-on stuff is a buy one, get one deal, guys, at the point of purchase. Okay, that Christmas for Sean, not you. Okay. And do I have to pay the full price for Premier 16 if I want it later? Yeah, you absolutely do. Well, I'm sorry, Janet, if you already bought another one, go to your resources page attached to one of your books, click on the past buyer loyalty discount, and go from that. Who is the IDI data representative that you recommend? It doesn't matter, Mark. We don't have special deals through them. We just recommend them because we like them. Hold on a second. I'm going to do something here. Sorry, just a second, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, Chris, I'm sorry, man. You're asking all these crazy questions. I'm going to ask you to use support, but you're taking like 5 times to get a sentence in. I'm taking you off the comments, brother. No offense, nothing personal. Please use support. There we go. There we go. All right, Marie. When we make a purchase and receive the PDF file. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeff says Premier 16 is not a past buyer loyalty discount. Yeah, you're going to have to pay full price for that. Unless you buy a different program and add it on. Okay, when we make a purchase and receive the PDF file, will I be able to open PDF file on my devices, phone, laptop, and desktop? Yes, Marie, just so you know though, guys, some people try to actually work the program on their phone. Some people try to work the program on their phone and it just doesn't work. You know, going through courthouse and all that doesn't work. A review date file added to the submissions list, it would be really helpful. Shortcut is Control semicolon. Ernesto, we're doing that as often as we can. I doubt we're going to do that. But I'm just being upfront. Right now, we got so much going on. I'm not going to add anything else to the to-do list for the girls. I'm sorry, brother. Hey, Sean, I have the bailout partnership bundle. Cool. What are the difference between that and the new program that will be offered in January for, no, it's $397 just for that one day. And it's new. It's a deed flip, but we pay 30% instead of 16, but you have a warm conversation. Kind of like a Premier 16 program we did. Our Premier 16 program with surplus funds. But the catch here is it's going after property that's going in a tax deed sale prior to the sale. The people are in the house, guys. And I'm going to do an in-depth video and go into that really deep so you guys can see how easy that is. That's why I'm talking about it now in October, because you'll have a couple of months, okay? You'll have a couple of months where you can actually check it out and see that I'm telling you the truth on how easy it is to find people. Hi, Sean, I already have national surplus. Can I add on Florida remote myself? Do I have to buy Florida remote in a bundle? Sorry, Joel. We limit competition in Florida. You got to buy it in a bundle. However, you can get the Florida deed flip right now in that webinar special bundle. Just go to SurplusFundsRiches, our name here, .com, click on webinar specials, and you get the Florida deed flip with a bunch of other flipper programs that we partner up with you on. Most of them we do. And that is a phenomenal deal. That's a great way to get it and not having to spend the $847. At least that's the deed flip for Florida, not overages. Is there a delay regarding the update when someone submits a file, or is it update immediate? No, of course we have to enter, we have to data entry it, but first we have to underwrite it. Jeff actually looks at every single file that comes in to make sure it's done correctly. So no, and if you turned it in over the weekend or on a Monday, it's going to be a couple days because Mondays are our heaviest day because everybody's doing this. A lot of people are doing this on the side. So that's a big deal where there could be a few days delay on that. Are you having any success with mortgage overage cases in Maryland? I already brought some out in a bunch of different places, in Baltimore and some other places. If your staff is already overwhelmed, will they have time for this newbies that are signing up for you as partners? I didn't say my staff was overwhelmed. I said I'm not going to add extra crap that's not necessary. So I didn't say that. I don't know what you mean, have you hit whatever today? Can I buy the Zombie business program by itself? I'm not sure. I'm going to see if Jeff can wait in on that. Why don't we get to hear Jeff's respond? No offense, Sean, but I love Jeff's lilting Southern accent. Marie. Jeff is from Connecticut. He does not have a lilting Southern accent. He's a moderator right now. We're both working from home on these. We used to go into the office together. We're not doing that. Okay. I'm reading the ebook. What does TLO mean? Sorry, meant to be a silly question. Yeah, that's a silly question. I don't ignore that. Hey, once you submit a file, it will take up to 3 business days for it to appear on the list. There you go. Jeff says LOL. Okay. I'm watching one of your video. You said you were eliminating states like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, etc. I didn't say that. I said we were looking at that. We have not done that. Will the 397P program be available January 1st, 2021? Yes, Ed. It's going to be, let's call it D-Flip 30, unless Jeff has doesn't agree with that for now anyway, and it'll be launched January 1st, one day at 397. Sorry, Sean. What's the name of the program again that you will be offering in January for 375? 397, guys, and it's going to be deed flip 30. Okay, so I'm going to go to deed flip on how to maximize your, a lot of people have asked me how to maximize their profit. God, this is why I got your webinar jam back. I'm glad that you guys are participating. Don't get me wrong, but I can't complete a sentence on this. Sean, with Flatboard Flipper, 2 questions. Is that something more local, or can you do it more remotely? I assume the specific criteria for funding offers in the ebook. It is in the ebook areas. And that is one that you can do remotely. I know you said mortgage on one other property don't count. Whoa, I know you said mortgage on other property doesn't count, but do you list them in the title worksheet if found when researching an owner's name? No. You research the mortgages that were against or are against the property that I'm assuming, Xiaomi, you're talking about overages. You are only looking at mortgage against that particular property, not against any other property that the owner had. Why did you guys remove date of last update from all lists? A couple of reasons, Harvey, Curtis. That's a great question. The main issue that we had with that is we were having a glitch where I think at one time it was like 1905, but we were having a glitch with that where that particular part of it wasn't updating. And we said, screw it. We know we're updating this on a daily basis. So we're just going to let you know that's the most updated list. Does bankruptcy affect mortgage surplus funds? Absolutely. Bankruptcy can. However, this is one of the best questions I've had in a long time. Okay. If an owner goes into bankruptcy 2 years prior or 2 years post the foreclosure that created the overage, technically the bankruptcy court is entitled to that money. And sometimes, by the way, people will be skittish of that as a result. So what you need to do in that instance, guys, is if it's not recorded, ignore it, try to work with the claimant. If it's not recorded in the county's not going to know about it. They do not notify bankruptcy court because they don't check that. And if it isn't recorded in the bankruptcy court, it doesn't, in the county, it doesn't matter. However, if it's in there, you got to work through the bankruptcy court. They will typically pay you 25% referral. Just tell them where the money is. We have our hybrid program, which actually is designed just for that. How are you coming along with San Bernardino County files that have been submitted during the first quarter of this year and the 1 year waiting period already ended July 2020? David and Gillian. Hey guys, I'm not handling the front line on that. And I don't, we get a lot of files every week. So I have no idea. I can check into that, but I mean, we'll tell you when we get one under contract. What is the average turnaround time for completing Florida deed flip once submitted? About 3 months. And I'll tell you why. It takes about a month to get everything under contract and get it. Thank you, Mark. I agree with you on that. That's a great question. What is the average turnaround time for completing Florida deed flip? About a month for us to get in touch with them, for them to agree to it, record the deed, and pay off the taxes, stop the sale. At that point, we're immediately on the market, and it usually takes us a couple of weeks to get under contract cash and up to a month to close, even if it's cash. So it's usually about 3 months. Can I work a tax sale overage if the property is just land and there's not a house on it? Karen, did you buy the program? And the reason I'm asking that is it tells you that. I don't care what created that overage as far as the type of real property. We have done boat slips. We have done not easements, but boat slips. We have done dirt. We have done commercial. We have done residential. That's overage, not flips. That's overage. So yeah, we get that. Will both mortgage and tax overage lists be available by the county? Depends on the county, Janet. Have you bought a program? I'm going to ask you, have you bought a program? Karen, great, thanks. Echelon Don, what's turnaround time for national surplus funds? About 3 months on average. Okay, COVID screwed us up. We got a lot of people that agreed, and that's what you're going to see in one of the videos I'm going to post on here. Guys, definitely like this channel, follow this channel, become a subscriber to this channel. I'm going to be coming out with the overview of that shortly. You can't answer the San Bernardino question. Why would I buy a program from this guy? He just laughed at you, little Viking coach. Actually, I didn't laugh at him. I said that's not my thing. I handle working with attorneys and also working with real estate agents to do the flips. Jeff handles the front line, but that's cool. I think we're just gonna do that. Let's see here. Okay. Karen, can I work a tax sale overage if the owner is listed as Secretary of HUD? No, that means the bank owned it. You better double check though. I think you messed up and you're looking at debt, not the deed of ownership. Any advice on California mortgage surplus? Title work is difficult. Hey, mortgage overage in California, they let the attorneys handle that's a great question. They let the attorneys handle the foreclosure. So what we do or the only time we've had a turn in from California mortgage overages is they had an in with the foreclosing attorneys, kind of like the foreclosure mills. What's the average success rate for every 100 files submitted for National Surplus Funds Program? I can't do an average overall. I can tell you that in the hot areas, it's 5 to 6% conversion. Turn in 100 files, 5 or 6% get paid out. In the not so hot areas, or if we're in a tough time like COVID, where we've got a lot of deals under contract, but they're just now signing them, it could be 3 at the time, 3%. Yeah, I wasn't laughing at anybody. Okay, if you had any issues with state attorney generals and claiming overages, I heard in Indiana they changed the rules and the overage can only go to the owner at the time of the tax foreclosure. I think that's always been the case. It goes to the owner, but we always hire attorneys, so the attorneys get it in the claimant's name, and the court is happy to send it to the owner. Okay, Janet, you said yes. It's right in there. It's right in the ebook. I'm not joking. I'm a real estate broker in Georgia. Can I also list flips on your deal in Georgia as a partner? You mean stuff that you're brokering, Lisa? No. I'm not a clearinghouse. I work with folks that use our systems to identify property that we can flip. You said you were delegating more authority to staff. Absolutely. In relation to making offers, is that all programs or a select few? That's on deed flip and game changer. I'm sorry. That's on surplus funds. Deed flip and game changer, I'm still doing myself, same thing with redemption. But as far as surplus funds, we're at least getting the initial part out there. I'll jump in if they need my help, because we're not having any issues. Good Lord, the guys are jumping all over it the way that we're packaging it to them. I got an overage list, and next to some excess funds account amounts, they have interpleading. What does that mean? It depends on the state, Karen. If you're a member, use our support system as outlined in your ebook, and it'll go right into that for you. Yeah, Matthew, Indiana State AG Suits and Finders. Matthew, we're doing structured buyouts with people. We give 10% of the gross up front, and then the other 40% when we successfully get the money out. As a result, we are not finders. We participate. So that's what gets us through that. Sean, the game changer, can it be used in any states or just the Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio? That's it. And the reason is, guys, for the game changer only working in those 3 states, is you use Realty Track with game changer. And those are the 3 states that report upcoming foreclosures, notice of default. Okay. So that's why they only work in those 3. And that's the easiest way to do that. Sean, for the game changer, can it be used in any state? Okay. See, I mean, if the owner made a claim or received the overage, would the online civil case research show that? No, that's why we have you double check that before you send in a file. I did buy the program. Some county on the website state they will not release on excess info unless you're the owner of the property. How can we get around that? Well, first of all, just see if they've got it. Multiple times we've seen where they actually post a list online. Then they go, hey, you don't ask for the list. And just call and ask for it. I mean, sometimes that's just a ruse. The big thing is if there's still an issue in that particular county, move on. Game changer is only in North Carolina, Florida, and Ohio. That's right. David Gillian Block, I purchased Bankruptcy Gold Mine. Are you still recommending we do a 75% split? Yeah, it works fantastic. That debt, especially Bankruptcy Gold Mine, by the way, has nothing to do with overages, guys, or deed flips. Excuse me. That's unclaimed bankruptcy money. The reason that the creditors that are due that money will do that for you, well, they'll take as little as 25%, is 90% of the time they didn't even have a judgment in place. They were completely ambushed by the bankruptcy. So as a result of that, they don't even have a judgment to enforce against the owner, and they're happy to get something. That's why bankruptcy gold mine is so easy. However, the average deal is very low. It's creditors, usually mom and pops. You can't work with banks and that type of thing. But that's good money, okay, when you do it over a lot of deals. Any advice forcing first priority liens to claim their funds? Money is stuck at the court. Rockville. Hey, man, we've never had an issue with that. We go into the court and go, hey, we don't want all the money. Leave this. This is the money that's due to this first priority lien holder. They're the only debt. Give us the rest. And we've never had an issue. But part of your problem, Rockville DJs, part of your problem might be you're not using an attorney. Now, I'm just guessing at this point. I'm not taking a pot shot. I'm just guessing because your attorney would have told you that. And the attorney, if they're any good, would have told the court, keep this money aside for that lien holder that is first priority of the funds and give us the rest. Guys, I've got to go over a couple other things here. Cynthia, I got an error when I purchased it, sent to me a page stating if you reach this page, you didn't know. If you went through it, I'll tell you in a second, Cynthia, if you actually bought it like that. I see the first part. Let's see if it's showing up on the second. Yes. Cynthia, you will be getting, guys, it'll take about a half an hour from now for these ebooks to start going out, just so you know. I was about to submit a file on a Florida condo tax deed sale, and I did one last check, and they put it up for sale. Is there any way to still make it work since tax deed sale is in November? Check the page to see if we will take stuff that's listed, okay? When it's a tax deed sale. I'm assuming you have a Florida deed flip CC group. But check to see if that's an issue or an opportunity on the resources page. If you see that it's listed, I don't think we normally ask that question. I'm still willing to try to make a deal with the owner. I was going for the web special. Did work? Yes, Cynthia, it did. Yes, it did. It worked. Guys, it's going to be about a half hour before you get them. It's okay. There we go. Jeff says if not listed for sale, if it's listed for sale, we won't take a tax deed, deed flip. We're not going to take it. Primarily because guys are going for retail, especially if they have some time left, they can probably make that work. I got to tell you, some of the best questions we've had. What are some common mistakes or bad habits the researchers make, i.e. failing to read the deed? There you go, Marie. Number one, they don't read. Well, first of all, they don't read the ebook. They skim it. Skim right through it, and then they jump into videos and they start asking Jeff questions at support. He goes, in the ebook, in the ebook, in the ebook, in the ebook. In the ebook. It's in there. So what I recommend you do is read the ebook twice for comprehension. The other thing, let me tell you what the other benefit is to read the ebook twice, okay? You read that ebook twice, now you're not going to be asking, hey, about that deed thingy. You're going to also have the lingo down. We're going to be on the same page, speaking the same language. It's going to help you a lot. At that, and it is a step-by-step and a summary, so go through it, then do it step-by-step, but there's a link with a password in there. That link takes you to resources page with videos. Those videos are easy to walk through. Watch them as you're doing each step. Come to that step, watch the video about that, go for it. Really, the title work, especially in national surplus funds, all you're doing is title work and checking ownership at the time of the sale. Yes, Rockville, thank you. The ebooks are extremely comprehensive. But again, the problem we have is people don't want to take the time. Guys, we did not put any fluff in those ebooks. We do have on some of our programs, we'll have some video that's extra that you probably are never going to need. However, okay, there's not any fluff in there, guys. You really need to read the ebooks. It's everything you need and nothing more. Sweet, thank you. You're welcome, Marie. The other issue besides reading it twice and then using the thing, you asked for common mistakes that they make. Two things. So in order to make this work and keep everybody up to date, the resources page attached to your ebook is updated all the time. And Jeff puts a ton of information on there, a ton of information on the support page, on the frequently asked questions, all that. One of the things that you agree to when you submit a file is that you've read the resources page. And frequently, you've read all this stuff. Also, you agree that you've read what we require on that title worksheet. So you guys really need to read it because Jeff's going to go, yeah, it's in there. So that's going to be extremely important that you take slow down, guys, slow down. The number one thing we see is you've got issues with trying to do this too fast. Just slow it down. You're going to have a learning curve. First couple of files is going to take you 30 to 45 minutes to research a file. Then the light bulb's going to go off. You're going to be doing it in 15 minutes. Slow down. And videos help too? Yes, absolutely. You get the initial PDF, then a link to that resources page with a password for that. And those videos are extremely helpful, especially title. I mean, that's the main, to be honest, that's 90% of the reason we have videos, the title work. That's why I needed to lead you guys through the actual website, how to start, what to look for, what is, for instance, a legal description of property. How do you see that? That's on there. I show that. Here's a legal description that shows the tax records on this particular property and address. Now you know the legal description. So now when you're looking through mortgages and deeds, you look at the legal description, not the address. Because it can be the same address. It can be a mailing address, the same for the buyer on two different deeds on two different houses. That's just a mailing address for the owner, rather, not the buyer, the owner. So having a legal description, you know you're looking at the correct property. All this is in the title worksheet. Then you can look and see, put it in date order. Most of them allow you to do that. Okay, this is this one. Oh, look, there's a reference that says that one's satisfied. Great. I've got the reference. I'm going to open it and take a look at it. The other thing that we see is people are in states where, and what they see is a cancellation of the deed, but they don't read that cancellation. This is a major mistake. If there's a deed of trust or a mortgage, debt, a mortgage against property, also called a deed of trust, okay? Also called a deed of collateralization. If that's there, and you open it up and read it, you'll see that a lot of times, guys, it's canceling the deed just to provide clear title, but not the debt. See, banks can come back, and anybody that has a mortgage in certain states, not all of them, banks included. They can come back after the foreclosure and they can get a default judgment against the owner if it's sold for less money than the total debt owed to the bank. You get a default judgment. Okay. So it's a big deal to read that deed to make sure that it canceled the deed against the property. And it doesn't say, by the way, this doesn't cancel the debt. That's why we tell you to always, always, always read the deed. Read the ebook, read the deeds. Okay. Please do another video where you go through the deals that you were closing on. That was very inspirational. Thanks, Karen. I'm going to do that probably tomorrow. I got a ton. You guys are going to be blown away when you see it now. How far back do you need to go if the mortgage has been sold several times? Teresa, you're only looking for mortgage against the last owner prior to the sale, unless they got it by a quitclaim deed, in which case you go back to the owner previous to that. But if it wasn't a quitclaim, if it was a special warranty, general warranty, whatever type of deed given to the owner, and it was not a quitclaim deed, it was any other kind of deed given to that last owner who got foreclosed on, you're just looking under them. You're not looking any further back than that. This was not clear. Will ultimate course buyers get a new upgrade courses in the future? No. We're not getting the new launch for free. What happens when a subordinate lien holder goes out of business and is still listed on the title report after 5 years? Ex-owner can't claim surplus as a result of this. You're right. So, and I am so glad you're Aqua instructor. I'm so glad you asked this question, because what the other guys out there are telling you is, oh, you can make a claim. And if these other guys, as long as you notify them, if they don't show up, you get the money. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not owed the money. The court's going to go, I don't care. It's still owed to this guy. I don't care if they're not active. You got to do one of two things. Reactivate the corporation, have the ex-owner of the corporation went out of business, or the LLC, have them reactivate it, and then you can make a deal with them. Or the easier thing is, look, man, your business went out, especially if it's a common name. And we teach you how to do this with a zombie business reviver, because that's more frequent than you think. You buy the business from, you buy the business name, say, look, I'm buying the business name and all this. And we teach you how to do this in the business reviver, zombie business reviver. You buy that, you go into Secretary of State, you send them the information showing you bought their business, you reactivate the business, you rock on. Got to be careful, guys. You can then go make the claim in that business name because you're now the owner. As long as you've got paperwork, and this is in zombie business revival, as long as you've got paperwork and it is now active, you have to make it an active business in that state. And you don't have to be in that state. Anyway, you got to make the business active. That's all you got to do. It doesn't matter how it is, as a foreign or a local corporation. But you got to activate that, and now you can go claim the money because the business is you. Now, what would I do? Right after I got that money, I close that thing down, because first thing I do is also look on the Secretary of State, make sure there isn't any UCC filings against that business. If there is, if it owes $500,000 and you go in there and reactivate it, that business is on the hook for that. I'd be very careful and close it out quick. But I check first, and this is in the Zombie Business Reviver, to see if there's any UCC claims against Universal Commercial Code is what that is, against that business on the Secretary of State. Juan Campos, how many years can a bank go back to get the money if they canceled the lien like you just mentioned? If they canceled I didn't say they canceled a lien, Juan. You got to be very careful. This is why I said read the book twice. I didn't say they canceled. If they canceled the deed, but it said, hey, the debt's still in place, generally 10 years. But even after that, you have to make a motion with the court to get rid of it at that point. Court isn't going to give it to anybody but who was owed at the time of the sale. Thank you, Sean. I saw it in correspondence letter, court docs. You got it. With Zombie, are you essentially buying the FEIN? You're buying the company, and the company is going to have a federal income tax number, okay? Federal ID number, whatever you want to call it. So you're buying the company, and of course that number is going to correspond to that. You have a number, sir. SR. Okay. I see the asset recovery agreements, and I'm still curious to know how that will be misconstrued as working on client's behalf, even though you get an assignment or buyout. Thanks, by the way. All right, Tom, we're not getting an assignment ever. We have the owner sign a power of attorney to our attorney, and then we have a structured buyout. Attorney gets it out in the claimant's name, uses their trust account to break out the money, send it to us. Basically, they're taking care of paying out that agreement as it's stated, but they're getting it out in the claimant's name. You have a number, sir. Cortez, that's the second time. I have no idea what you're saying, brother. I'm sorry. Okay. Cool. One flipper bundle. Oh, shoot. There's only one. It's basically our flipper bundle, our bootstrap bundle. And there's only one left, guys, just so you know. I'm going to be stopping here. So the webinar special will be over probably shortly. Again, you can go to SurplusFundsRiches, same name as the name of our channel, SurplusFundsRiches.com. Click on webinar specials. It's 7 programs. It's the flipper, the bootstrap flipper. It's insanely, it's $647. It's like $2,800, $3,000 in programs at least. Always use a lawyer. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. People don't listen to me. They go, oh, just use an assignment. You are going to get screwed. You can't cash a check, or they're going to go around you. Not you, not the claimant, the court. They're going to send it straight to the donor and go, okay, I'm sure they'll figure that out. Please let Sean also go over his notes as well. Oh, thank you, Pogwell. I'll get to that in just a second. Thanks, Sean, Jeff. I appreciate you guys. Cynthia, I bought the wrong one. Sorry, you switched me to special offer number 1, Flipper Bundle Bootstrap Edition. The heck are you talking about, Cynthia? Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Don't worry about it. It hasn't been sent yet. You're good. Glad you did that. You can only work deed flip in North Carolina with North Carolina Flipmaster. That's right. I submitted a surplus funds file September 17th, but I did not get a response on whether it was denied. Or do I see the list in the surplus funds updated? Help, please. Just look on the list 1. It's on there. If it was accepted, if it wasn't accepted, you would have gotten an email. Thank you, Sean, for these live webinars. You got it, Teresa. Rockville DJ, Sean, what is your prediction on the tax and mortgage surplus industry next 6 months? All right. I think next 6 months it's going to be about where it is now. Nothing special. Okay. Even though they've reopened what's going on with tax sales. And you're going to start seeing, however, here's what's going to happen. January 1st is going to be unloading a lot mortgage companies. So that's going to hit. But that, again, is not going to hit. Even though they're going to start that process, it won't hit until probably April. That's another reason why we're launching the Deed Flip 30 January 1st when we are. Flipping property, even though overages is going to be great, they're going to be fine. It's just going to be nice and level. No blip up or down, right? They're going to be fine. But the flipping is going to be stupid good in the next 6 to 9 months. And it's not going to slow down after that. So that's why we're telling people about that. And that's why that flipper bundle is available tonight only. Thanks so much. You got it, Cynthia. Sean, with the zombie program, if the previous owners of the corporation have ceased, how could we reactivate it? You got to be able to buy it. And we're getting to the point where I'm starting to give you the ebook here, right, Wesley? So there should be, if you look on the Secretary of State for that company that went out of business, there should be listed a receiver, which is usually an attorney that's handling money coming in and money coming out. If there was a deceased owner at that point, it should be a receiver. If not, you're out of luck. What's the link to the webinar special? Go to SurplusFundsRiches.com, click on the link called Webinar Special. And guys, somebody earlier said I'm laughing at people. I'm just having fun. Come on now, I'm not laughing at anybody. Deed Flip is going to boom. Mark, absolutely. Deed Flip and Game Changer both are going to go through the ceiling. That's another reason why we wanted to set you guys up to give you a 30% program coming up January 1st. It's just going to be ridiculous. And Rockville, you got it. See, you get to say, you see what I'm talking about. I think we're going to be good with surplus funds. Now, listen, come December, and this is another reason why we shut down in December, meaning that we're still working everybody that already bought the program, but we don't sell new programs December 1st to the 31st. We just don't. We just don't bring new people on, I should say. The existing people are still working your stuff. But it'll be up and down as far as tax overages a little bit during that time period because the county's shut down. They don't want to do any work over Christmas. However, the mortgage overages can just keep rolling. Janet, I don't know why you're saying this ended. Anybody else see the stream ending? I'm not seeing that. Well, you know what? I needed to Is there questions on your packages? Are there someone to contact regarding them? Yes, Diane. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know. Hey, yes, you can call me 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's me, Sean Bougie, 704-791-9398. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. 704-791-9398. Thanks, Scott, for letting me know too. It's my dog freaking out. Come here. It's okay. My dog freaking out a little bit. Those of you guys that have been on the webinars before know her. This is Bella. All right. Real quickly, I've got to wrap this up here. So, a couple of things, steps that you guys knew about flip. And for those of you guys that are new to this, obviously it's contact, which is mail and callings. Just so you know how we're doing it, because we do get this question from time to time. We also get an 800 number to call in on. Now, I'm going to tell you one of the changes I'm making, because my case manager is so darn good right now, is I used to have that go to an answering service after hours. I'm just having it go straight to we use cell phones instead of regular phones. Gives us the option to text. It's a lot more flexible. I like that a lot. So we're gonna keep those 800 numbers, or 888 numbers is what they are. We're gonna keep those numbers on the mailings, and we're still gonna leave those as an option for them to call, but it's simply gonna be forwarded to the case manager's phone, their cell phone that my company provides them with their headset. So that's one of the changes we're making. The reason is we found that we tried this already, and we're finding that we don't lose anybody for doing that. The people still leave a message, or we catch their phone number and we can track it down. Case manager gets, this is on deed flip, okay, gets the condition of the property, the ability, they check it out to make sure that the owner's going to allow us to come take a look at it, and their willingness to sell. They're a filter on deed flips and game changer for me. I get it. At that point, this is for those folks that want to do this on your own, okay? At that point, I run it through GIS. I check to make sure that it's the full lot. It's not some piece of a back lot. There isn't a large round circle about 100 yards away from the house, which would be, if you look carefully, a wastewater treatment plant. It doesn't back up to a highway. Certain things that I know that are going to kill the deal, right? I also double check the tax department on it to make sure that the tax amount, I know exactly what's owed if it's a tax sale. Zoning, I check. You can sometimes do that through GIS. GIS is short for graphic informational systems, okay? And then, let's see. So I'll go through that. I will, at that point, I'll also check Google Earth, right? And Street View, because I want to make sure, again, what does it back up to? And I want to see to make sure that the entire street isn't boarded up, because if it is, then obviously people have bought there before or left, and they weren't able to sell, and you're not going to be able to sell either. So at that point, I'll make an offer. However, it's going to be contingent upon I send a mobile notary out, not only to get the information about, or rather to get the document signed, the deed and the agreement, but I also send them out to take pictures of the property, so I know that their description matches reality. Okay. Once I get that back, I'll go ahead and get the pics, or rather, I'll record the deed at that point, pay off the taxes, and I'll pay the owner, and then I'll sell it. It's really that simple. And I flip as is, where is, I tend to not fix them up. I don't do fix and flip HGTV type stuff. So for overages, it's similar. We do a contact, which includes mails and calls, 800 answering service, but that's going to go to where it's going to be going straight to the girl's cell phone. People are seeing their phone number anyway, right? So the 800 number will transfer into that. Case manager makes an offer on the overages. They make the offer because I give them percentages to go by. They write up the buyout agreement and the POA, at least my senior one does. And then another person in the office double checks that to make sure that it's correct, because this is really important. This is documentation. These are the deals. Once they do that, it includes the POA for the attorney and the buyout agreement. The administrator is then going to step in and set up the notary for that. And when it comes in, she's going to note that. I need to know. All this stuff is on a huge board in the business, by the way. That way I know exactly when we're due to pay them. And the case manager sends the documents at that point also to the attorney, and we're rolling. At that point, we also send the first 500 to you guys, and then the rest of it, we successfully get the money out, the rest of your commission. Guys, I hope that's helped. I some of the best. This is what I got to tell you. We might do this again. These questions have been fantastic. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Uh-oh. Message to Jeff. Thank you, patience. I know you want to choke me sometimes. Guys, it's okay. We know you're going to mess up. We know you need help. Look, this is stuff where Jeff and I actually ask questions of each other very often. And we've been doing this for going on 20 years. So it's normal to need a fact checker or a checker on the other side. Thanks a lot, Sean and Jeff. Wonderful session. Thanks, guys. I hope you all have a good night.